What's going on, family? Welcome to the 33rd edition of today's forecast. We're all going to die. Shout out to the monks. The monks are in the DMV area, specifically Prince William County, specifically Dumfries, Virginia, on their peace walk to Washington, D.C. I rarely, if ever, start this thing off with something positive, but because it's such a positive thing, even though I'm tired of hearing about it, I'm all for it. So shout out to them, spreading joy and love and positivity, because we live in a world nowadays where negativity, hate, and a multitude of other things prevail over peace, love, and happiness. So I'm rooting for anybody who's all about the peace, love, and happiness. And shout out to those who waited on Route 1 here in Woodbridge to see the monks walk, because it's too cold outside right now in the DMV area. The high is 21 degrees. So shout out to these people and the great things that they're doing. We were looking at my childhood friend's mother. She was out there today and recording them. And I'm just like, God bless them. Love, peace, and happiness. So I'm starting this off on a good, positive note. So I'll leave it at that. You know what? I think I'm going to try to do something different. Let me see if I can go live on Instagram while I do this. If I can get a video to come up that I want to come up, then I'll go live on Instagram as I do this. No, I can't, because I got to read the articles. Let's see. Let's see. I can just read the articles. Like I said, I'm learning you got to do things different in 2026. Can't let everything be the same. You know what I'm saying? So gotta switch it up. On some realness. Doing the same things all the time, that gets over after a minute. So let's see if we can switch it up. Switch it up. Okay. Well, switching it up. We're gonna do it differently. All right. Well, let's see. I have to do this. Okay. Bear with me, folks. All right, cool. We're doing it. All right, so we're live on three platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. All right, so we're going to do this differently this time. All right, so catching you up on Instagram. This is the 33rd version of today's forecast. We're all going to die. Where I love to mock the media, because the media does a great job of scaring the crap out of everybody. But in my infinite wisdom, I like to make jokes about darn near everything. Because I always say, I'm a Capricorn. We don't like people like that. I don't like people like that. I'm going to be honest. So if I like you and I love and respect you, I'm going to show that. And if I don't particularly care for you, I'm just going to be quiet and not say anything. It's really that simple. I'm Mr. Black and White. Only thing that needs to be complicated is quantum physics and mechanical engineering. But we talk about the simple things, get down to the numbers and all that good stuff. I say, hey, let's go for it. Anyways, I said earlier, shout out to the monks that are walking through Prince William County right now in Woodbridge, Virginia. The peace, the walk for peace, love and respect. Because like I said earlier, we live in a world now where there's not much love and peace. There's nothing but hatefulness, spite, people going at each other's throats on a regular basis, and it's not really called for. Especially when it just becomes a norm to where. I always say I'm like the CIA. Everybody's guilty till proven innocent. But do I want the world to operate like that? Not really. But in a sense, the world is and has been operating like that. So, I think that we can do better as a world, as a community, et cetera, and so forth. So, today's forecast, we're all going to die. I see a lot of headlines going in on people, on saying that, everything is bad. Once again, doom and gloom, specifically when it comes to the U.S. economy right now. Heck, specifically when it comes to the Japanese economy, but case in point, at the end of the day, is that they're talking like it's 2007-8 timeframe, And if you don't remember, see, that was the time frame of the millennial generation, my generation, us 80s babies, where we had a smack in the face financially. The stock market went to crap, companies disappeared, housing market went to crap. Getting a decent paying job was becoming harder and harder. I lucked out during that time frame. I only lost my job one time, and I'm only unemployed for a month and a half. I lost my job the week before Christmas 2012, and I was able to get another job in the beginning of December 2013. I'll never forget. But going back to that time frame, this is why I'm such a jerk when it comes to money. That's why when I say the term "make money moves" or "live broke like a fool," I mean that ish. Because I don't know any regular working person today who's past the age of 30 can be comfortable on any level of not having a significant amount of savings to carry themselves for a couple of months in case they lose their job, significant amount of assets to pull from in case they lose their job, or in case the business tanks, plummets, or business goes down. Having backup plans is always been the norm. Thinking outside of the box has to be the norm. And you still have so many people who are still stuck in I like to call it the world of 1960s when it comes to relationships, the way the mindsets, and the 1980s when it comes to the mindsets. Or let's go with 1960s and 70s. Mindset of an employee, meaning that an employee mindset back during that time frame in the United States of America, you could have one job and for the most part be good. You could work at an office job and be there for 30 years or more and have a good pension. You could work at a factory job and be a union member and have a good pension and be good for the rest of your life. Those days have been gone for like almost 30 years now. We're in 2026, and unfortunately you still have regular everyday working people thinking that as long as I have a good paying jobs and have a good skill set, then I don't have anything to worry about. And it's quite the contrary in this life and the next life. And because at the end of the day, well-to-do society is going to look out for well-to-do society. And now today, there was a woman from Saturday Night Live. I don't remember her name. She was blonde hair, great actress, great comedian. She said, baby boomers were like, she said this about different generations. She said baby boomers were like, hey, it's all about we all about making money moves and whatnot. Gen X came and said, it needs to be more about peace, love, and happiness and lifestyle and whatnot. We're not going to worry about money so much. And then she said, millennials are like, show me the money. And then Gen Z is like, what money? Because that saying was basically baby boomers, and I'm not knocking any generation, I'm not picking on baby boomers. They were the last generation, like I said earlier, in regards to having pension plans, actual pensions, and not, retirement plans. There's a difference between a pension plan and a 401k retirement plan. And the difference is obviously a pension plan pension actually pays you the amount of money that you were making as you were a worker. And when you work for a company or a government entity for 30 years or more, and you actually, once you retire, you actually get paid the same amount of money that you were getting paid as an employee. That's a pension. And you get paid that amount of money till the day you die. That's a pension. A 401k retirement plan is, you can draw from it at a certain age, it'll still be taxed. And, it all depends on the amount of contributions that you made, the contributions that your employer made, and then the significant amount of strategic investments that were made during that time frame. That's a 401k plan. It's an individual retirement account plan. But individual retirement account plan is basically, and I'm not a financial expert, I'm not giving out financial advice, so do your own homework, but basically it's like a 401k plan, but you're making, you have it through a specific brokerage, banking institution, and you can contribute a significant amount of money, but not as much as you want to that account a year, because there's a cap of the amount of money that you can contribute to that account every year. And if you pull from it before the age of that you agreed to pull from it from like 60 to 65, then you'd be penalized tax from a state and federal government perspective. But once again, that's all contributing to the amount that you contribute to, your brokerage contributes to it, and then the amount of significant investments that you make within that individual retirement account. So, moral of the story is, cars aren't moving, houses aren't moving, and that's why The woman made the statement, Gen Z is like what money? Because there's no. It's normal for people getting out of high school and college nowadays, knowing that they won't be able to afford a good car, knowing that they won't be able to buy a nice house unless they're rich, or buy a house, period, unless they're rich. That is becoming the norm in the United States of America, and that means that this continues, then there will be no middle class in the United States of America. And if the United States of America does not have a middle class, I'm no economist, but to me that falls in the count of it's only haves and have-nots, and that means you're a third world country in a sense. Not to the point where you're a third world country where there's no running water, central government, or good infrastructure and whatnot. But it means you're a third world country to where your citizens lose hope in regards to be able to get out of the trap that they're financial trap or financial situation. I won't say trap that you're through. Speaking of which, recently U.S. stocks took a side, and this is an article that I'm from. Make sure nobody's cool. Shout out to the chat room. See people on Facebook, see people watching on Instagram, see people watching on YouTube. So shout out to you all. But anyways, U.S. stocks took a sizable hit again this previous Thursday because we're live now on Saturday. In a fruitless search for a reprieve from a building tech sell-off as investors awaited Amazon earnings, assessed Alphabet's big AI spending plans, and digested jobs data that signaled fresh weakness in the labor market. The S&P 500 moved roughly 1.2% lower, while the NASDAQ composite shed 1.5%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 1.1%, more than 500 points. The market is in the midst of a full-on tech wipeout as investors weigh whether some software stocks took too big a beating. Losses have been spurred by worries about AI disruption to established software players, a risk that had been overlooked by investors focused on the fallout from massive AI spending until recently. Now, once again, I'm no expert when it comes to finances. I'm no expert when it comes to stocks, but I will say, a good friend of mine who works for Google, we talked about the AI bubble, and in a sense, meaning that we all know with the stock market, the disruption of it happens when certain people say certain things, number one. And number two, when investors seem shaky when they see, because once again, if you have a product and a service that's wiping out jobs, and then you have people who were your customers no longer have a job, it's an oxymoron. It's not going to work. And then, like I said, there's been so much investing when it comes to the AI, but you have so many people that are not even utilizing the system to the point where people are making money off of it. And there's more things that are contributing factors to this, but I'm just bringing the common sense approach to where I understand it, to where investors are going to seem shaky. When you have a company like, what's the name of that company? Lord have mercy. My mind always goes blank when I'm freaking live. I was like, what is the name of that company? AI company. I don't know why I'm saying Netflix, but it's not Netflix. What's the name of the company? NVIDIA, Lord have mercy. It's like on the tip of my tongue. When you see a company like NVIDIA changing the direction of how they're investing their money and whatnot, it just shows you how much the world is changing. And the thing is, as the article states, Wall Street is still digesting the latest batch of corporate earnings with big tech's AI build-out and demand in focus. Alphabet, which is Google, shares slid, but paired losses after Google parent outlined a significant ramp of AI investments, as high as $185 billion in its quarterly late Wednesday. Countdown is now on to Amazon's report set for release after Thursday's market close. Eyes are on the all-important AWS cloud unit, expected to deliver a 21% jump in sales. Meanwhile, the labor market flashed fresh signals of weakness. Weekly job loss claims rose more than expected, and job earnings sank to the lowest level since 2020, while a new report found that last month marked the January for layoff announcements since 2009. The government's monthly jobs report is still due next Wednesday, so we'll see what happens next Wednesday. But we know things are bad. And like I said, I'm not the media because they never talk about when things are good. They even, because I've even seen media sources go out of their way to try to make what the monks are doing as far as the peace walk find something negative to say, because this is what they do. I say the media is, for the most part, pieces of crap, just because they go out of the way to make everything negative and to scare the living crap out of people. And once again, I found a positive article about the monks and their peace walk, and yet still, the media and infinite wisdom will go all out of the way to be negative about the whole situation. And it's a sad, sad story, but it is what it is. Speaking of which, to give you more insight to the monks' peace walk, and most people know about it, but anyways, like I said, because it's been brutal winds here, fringe temperatures, but the Prince William community turned out Saturday to see the Buddhist monks walk for peace as their 2,300 trek from Texas to Washington, D.C. near its end. God bless them. They've been through hell and high waters, but I can say God bless them. All right. Like I said, they were on Route 1 in Prince William County, my hometown where I live at now. That was documented historic pilgrimage through this area. So that's what I say. God bless them. And the fact that they've walked from Texas to DC, once you hit Woodbridge, you're basically, you're less than an hour away from DC. Without traffic, I'm sure it'll take them hours because they have to still walk to the nation's capital. But either way, I got to say God bless them. I had to give them a shout out. Like I said, just something positive, because there's a lot of negativity in the world. So if I can see something that's going on that's positive, I got to give nothing but love and respect to it, on some realness. On some realness. But anyways, okay. So, like I said, we know from a negative standpoint what's going on in the world. We know that the economy is not the best right now. I mean, this is another reason why marriage rates are going down. People having children is going down. And another thing is, I forgot to say Happy Black History Month, because I usually just do today's forecast while I'm going to die once a month, but it's Black History Month. And I wanted to talk about something positive, and talk about something that you really rarely hear about, because usually when it's Black History Month, you just hear about Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Shout out to all of them. Nothing but love and respect to all civil rights advocates. Medgar Evers. A couple of times I went down to Jackson, Mississippi, which I got to get back down to this year. I had the pleasure of flying out of Medgar Evers Airport. I had the pleasure of going to Medgar Evers' house where he was shot and killed one night when he was coming home from work to be with his family. So shout out to them. Nothing but love and respect. But one thing I would say that I don't listen to as much as I used to, but shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins. Shout out to him. But Black excellence from an economic standpoint doesn't get talked about enough. And I found this article that came out 2 years ago, talk about Black excellence for generations. 5 of the oldest Black-owned businesses in the United States of America. All right. So, because to key to any greatness within the community is, some people would say their faith. I'm not going to dispute that or say yes to that. I would just put that out there. Family, and economic well-roundedness, and of course health. But meaning that a community without a significant amount of businesses, investments, meaning asset classes, and that could be from cryptocurrencies, even though it's in the crapper now, stocks, bonds, real estate, rental properties, significant ownership from all levels, whether it's physical or digital, whatever the case may be, ownership and money going around like a freaking merry-go-round, earning and turning, and circulating the community, circulating your friends, circulating your family. That's the American way, whether you like it or not, regardless of who's in the White House, governor's house, or mayor's house. And that's why I said, I put that song out there that I found on Instagram. It's like Capricorn's anthem, the T.I. Song. If it ain't about the money, and if we're not really talking about how we're going to I always say, what's the point of being married and being in a relationship with somebody if you're not making money? Talk about making money to move together. I'm just going to keep it real. Anybody can take you out to dinner. Anybody can have sex with you. Anybody can make a kid with you. But when you build some asset classes and build a business and build a life that you don't have to take a vacation from, that's sexy. As Dr. Boyce Watkins calls that, that's financial love making. But what you know about that? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I digress. So let's get into it. Like I said, I could talk about this all day. So Matt Kissack and Matt Kissack, founded in 1905. Wow. So Moses McKissack III and his brother Calvin L. McKissack are grandsons of a slave who shared his building skills with his family. Eventually, the brothers will go on to start their own architecture firm in Nashville, Tennessee, a place I actually want to visit. Company made history in 1942 when the U.S. awarded it a $5.7 million contract, nearly $90 million today in value, to build the 99th Pursuit Squadron Air Base in Tuskegee, Alabama. At the time, this was the largest federal contract given to a Black-owned business. Wow. I didn't even know this. I'm really reading this verbatim because I did not even know this. Because the government contracting, whether it's federal government, state government, local government, county, city, and whatnot, that can help shape a business's future or demise, depending on how it goes. But because once again, we're in a capitalist society. So that's why I would say when I hear business people and politicians not talking about how I can capitalize on something financially, then I really don't want to hear what you have to say because you're basically wasting my time. But that's just my personal opinion. But anyways. Last but not least, this company's recently celebrated the 100th anniversary of its founders, becoming one of the first Black American licensed architects in the country. Today, the company continues to land contracts on renovating and constructing new buildings and add-ons for airports, universities, major cities, museums, hospitals, and more. Shout out to Mikassak and Mikassak. So I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. All right, let me get a little swig of my good cleansing agua, known as water. Oh yeah, that's how I like it. Anyways, all right, W.H. Jefferson Funeral Home, founded in 1894. Not only is this the oldest Black-owned funeral home in Mississippi, shout out Mississippi, but it may be the oldest in the country, founded by William H. and Lucy C. Jefferson. The W.H. Jefferson Funeral Home is described as a pillar in Vicksburg Black community. I've been through Vicksburg, Mississippi. Shout out to them. According to the local newspaper, Clarendon Ledger. The current owner, James Jefferson Jr., says it's also one of the first funeral homes to have 2 burial insurance companies. That's what's up. And now you see that is a family business. A husband and a wife. Financial love making, baby. Okay, William H. Lucy C. Jefferson. Shout out to them. All right, and to do that in 1894, shout out to them. Make money moves or live like a fool. All right, next, the Philadelphia Tribune. Shout out Philadelphia. Founded in 1884, Christopher J. Perry was only 28 years old when he got into the newspaper business. The Philadelphia Tribune started as a voice for the Black community during the time when they struggled to be heard and even recognized. Perry did everything from sales to reporting, but his hard work paid off when the publication took off. The Tribune even helped Black Philadelphians find jobs during the Great Depression, which is a very big freaking deal, because as they say, when America gets a cold, Black working people can get the flu, and expose the racist practices of the New Deal, according to a study looking at the newspaper's history and influence. Today, the Philadelphia Tribune has racked up several awards for its stellar journalism and even published other newspapers. It covered global and national events while continuing to report on news important to Black Americans. Shout out to you all. And the thing was, and that's why I have so much respect for that generation, and that's why I will always honor my ancestors. It's not me hating anybody else. I know people who are proud to be Jewish, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino, Mexican, El Salvadorian, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban, Haitian, Jamaican, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Ethiopian, Eritrean, Somali, etc. and so forth. There's nothing wrong being proud of your culture. Doesn't mean that you're hating on anybody else. You don't hate on me, I don't hate on you, and that's how we do. All right, check everything, make sure everything is chicken but the bone because my black butt is at home. NC Mutual, founded in 1898. John C. Merrick, path to finding one of the oldest black-owned life insurance companies in the nation is astounding. Born into slavery and later freed after the Civil War, this budding entrepreneur worked as a bricklayer in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to Raleigh. And later as a barber. He ended up opening up several barbershops in Durham and making connections with rich people from all classes, specifically people within the white community. After securing a loan from a wealthy tobacco industrialist, he started the North Carolina Mutual and Provident Associations for Black People, which was ignored by other insurance companies at the time. Later rebranded as North Carolina's Mutual, the business continues to be a firm part of Durham's Black Wall Street. Shout out to them. Shout out to the legacy that this man left. Okay? Shout out to them all. Because this is the stories that aren't talked about enough, and these are the things that need to be highlighted. And this is when I say I'm a Black American, I'm talking about this. Period. Not hating on anybody, but this is what I mean. All the good, positive stuff and not the negative stuff that the lovely media loves to point out, whether it's CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, or your local news. So shout out to them. Anyways, last but not least, E.E. Ward Moving and Storage, founded in 1881. Man, this is the oldest one, I believe. Yep, 1881. Yep. Being the oldest Black-owned business in the entire country, E.E. Ward and Moving survived and thrived through the Reconstruction era, Jim Crow, segregation, and the Civil Rights Movement. Okay, that's a lot of eras to get through because we're talking about Reconstruction was after the Civil War, and then after the Civil War was Jim Crow, and then after Jim Crow was segregation, and then after segregation was the Civil Rights Movement. So to be able to survive through all these different phases within the United States of America shows a profound, robust spirit, determination. And that is a big turn on to be around that kind of energy, period, when it comes to friends, family, or specifically a significant other. Determination makes things happen across the mother effing nation, baby. Anyways, I'm corny. It is what it is. I got my spark because I was getting a little sleepy before I went live, but I went live and it's like my spirit just burst out like I got a shot of energy. So anyways, it all started with John T. Ward, an Underground Railroad conductor who founded the business with his son, William, in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to Ohio. The venture sprung from an Underground Railroad stop with just two horses and a wagon. Man. Now it's a multi-million-dollar award-winning company led by powerhouse couple Brian and Dominique Brooks. After generations of service, E.E. Ward Moving and Storage became the first Black agent to receive the North American Van Lines Agent of the Year Award in 2021. Fun fact. Brian Brooks is the godson of Eldon Ward, John's greatest grandson, according to the Black Enterprise. Brooks and his wife took over the business since Ward didn't have kids to pass it on. This article came from the Black Information Network, so I give them credit where credit is due. Great information, and I knew I wanted to talk about Black history a little bit, but I wanted to talk about it in a positive manner, all right? So, shout out to them. If you're watching, hit the like button. Can't ask you to do more than that, family. All right. So, we're going to end this video off on this note because I got stuff to do. And 2026, I'm doing things different with this channel. I'm going to hopefully say a prayer for me, see if I can. I got a lot of work to do this year. So I need to be spending less time on social media unless it's business related. But I'm going to do my best to try to become a member of the YouTube partners so I can cash flow this channel again. I've been posting more on Instagram because ever since TikTok got a rebrand, there's been a rebranding and another organization is taking over TikTok. It's not the same as it used to be. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I just noticed when it was the previous people ran TikTok, my video content got more love compared to now. So that's why if you part of my TikTok, I rarely post on there. I mostly post on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube specifically now. And I'm just hoping to become a YouTube partner to try to do it again, because I want to be able to cash flow off of this. I love doing this. I'm passionate about it, but I want to be able to make some money off of it at the same time. Larry's Anything Goes has been in existence since 2018. So, it's almost 10 years now. And I've been wanting to take this to the next level for a long time. So, all right. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. If you know me, I don't watch sports. I'm rooting for Seattle just because it's the West Coast. West Coast is the best coast to me. Now, you've had people who had their druthers about Bad Bunny performing. Now you got Kid Rock that's going to perform at the do a counter performance at Turning Point. And it's sad how the direction where Kid Rock is at, because I was a big Kid Rock fan back when I was in high school. When he came out with that album, Devil Without a Cause, I was a big fan. I even bought the CD. But he's been on some other stuff, and I don't listen to him. But I don't even listen to music like that anyways. I'm more of a podcast person nowadays. The only time I really enjoy music is when I'm working out. So when I'm taking a long road trip. So anyways, Bad Bunny's performing at the Super Bowl show. Some people are still mad about it. A lot of people are happy about it. I don't care. I'm not a Bad Bunny fan. I don't have anything against Bad Bunny, but I just don't listen to his music. Like I said, I don't listen to music like that. So I'm not a big music fan like I used to be. When it comes to entertainment, I'm not a big entertainment fan. I'm a podcast person at this point in my life. But anyways, article says the NFL's refusal to back away from selecting Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny for 2026 Super Bowl halftime show has ignited a nationwide cultural debate, which I don't know why, underscoring tensions around language representation and the changing face of one of America's most iconic events. But look, people in this country speak certain different languages, deal with it. It's not the end of the freaking world. Lord have mercy. This shows you how sad the world is, because one, there's so many, I've learned in the last couple of years how many people don't even have a passport, so they'll never leave the United States. But two, never even get on an airplane and leave the part of the country that they live in. Like, if they live in Idaho, they'll never go to California or New York or Florida. If they live in Texas, they'll never come to the East Coast or the West Coast or whatnot. And it's just like, and vice versa. Like, there's people that live in California that have never even seen this. I've seen more of LA than most people in LA have seen. People that live in New York, they've never been to Manhattan. They've never even been to the big skyscrapers that they see every freaking day. So that's one sad thing. But another sad thing is, my vow in the next 5 years of my life is to see up to 10 to 15 countries. And it's going to happen. Because it's time for me to get more of a worldly perspective. Because the world is such a big place, and I haven't seen even a tenth of it. So the fact that you hear people hating on Bad Bunny because of his stance and whatnot, it is what it is. But it shows you how much of people have a loser concept, and it's going to hurt a lot of football fans, but it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with being excited about the Super Bowl, but don't let that be the biggest excitement that you have in your life for the year. That's a sad existence. I got to really put that out there. It's a sad existence if the biggest thing that you're looking forward to every year is watching the Super Bowl. I would hope that your life means you have much more exciting things happening in your life outside of watching a football game, playing video games, and arguing with people on social media. Because if that is your existence, then you do have a sad existence and a miserable existence, and this clearly shows that you don't have a life. I'm not hating on anybody who enjoys watching the Super Bowl. I'm not hating on anybody who likes to play video games, but have more of an outlet than sitting in front of a freaking cell phone, sitting in front of a computer. I'm doing that now, but I look forward to doing more things than just sitting in front of my cell phone and sitting in front of my computer. I am more adventurous, and I'm going to be more adventurous. The next level in life doesn't need to be a part of a video game. It needs to be me increasing the income, therefore increasing my value, therefore increasing my assets, and therefore increasing what's in my bank account. And I can't really put it any simpler than that. Especially grown men past the age of 30 and 35. If the only job that you get out of life is being on your cell phone and arguing with people, you have a sad existence. That's all I got to say. Especially if you're over the age of 40 like me and you want to argue with people about things that have nothing to do with increasing your income and increasing your value, then you have a sad existence. And I leave it at that. That's why when people put crazy crap in the comments section, it's usually never anything but saying, hey, Larry, if you do this, you can increase your income. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Let me look into that. And that'd be the end of the discussion. But it's usually something else because you have this many losers that are out in the world. You can't be a high value man if you want to argue with people on the internet all the time over some nonsense. I can't put it any other way than that. So anyways, on that note, family, do the great 3 free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. If you want to contribute to the channel, hit up the Cash App, hit up the PayPal, hit up the Venmo. It's always greatly appreciated. As I always say, make money moves or you get labeled like a fool to say in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life. I'm out. So, a lot of people ask, what is LarrysAnythingGoes, LLC? It's real simple. Do affiliate marketing in regards to cryptocurrency affiliations like Coinbase, WEBULL, Crypto.com, etc. and so forth. Stocks, bonds with Acorns and Stash, because these are the vehicles that I utilize to invest in. Number 2, I sell products like the shirt you see on me and the hat that you see right here. Make Money Moves hat, Make Money Moves shirt, and I make content. That at the end of the day, essentially, that's what LarrysAnythingGoes is. This is a new promo video for the company, and that's it. So, as I always say, do the great 3 free things. If you're watching on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves so you can live like fools. Say in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life. And that's all she wrote. Any questions? And thank you again for anybody who's ever bought from my store. Thank you anybody who's ever contributed to my channel, from liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, super chats, cash apps, PayPals, Venmos, all that good stuff. I just want to say it's greatly appreciated. I do this for love and passion. To be able to monetize is just an extra layer of add-on, so I just want to put that out there. Take care.